So I'm going to have a look if these three what appear to be crystal opal rough rocks hide a gem or two. They are from my $165 an ounce parcel, which I already shoot part of the video a couple of weeks ago, which you can have a look here. And let's see if there is more and more value. So we go on the wheel, we take the tops off and see if we can get a clean gem. Like there's some beautiful colors like this one, but obviously there is a bit of crackiness and hence the price. So not ideal opal, but I think we're on the winner here for the price I paid. So let's have a look at the end. We have an idea what value there is and if there is a stunning crystal gem in there or not. They are from Cuba PD, just like this one, which I did on the last video. And you can have a look here. This came from a big half an ounce chunk of opal. And this is what we ended up with, which is not a perfect opal with beautiful colors. And for those who've been commenting, I am going to cut it in two because, yeah, as much as I like this big piece of opal, there is a crazing in there, there is a crack in there, and I think I can cut it and make into two perfect crystal gems. And well, contentious because it's got the cloud in there, so it's not a perfect crystal. I would say semi-crystal. And anyway, I won't do that on this video. Just wanted to show you because a lot of you been involved. We're gonna go on the wheel and deal with these three beauties. Let's have fun. Let's go.
Yeah, so this is the first piece that we're gonna work with, and you can see that beautiful blue crystal, but on close inspection you can see the cracks, right? Now, I'm hoping these cracks don't go all the way through, and some of them I know for a fact they don't. And I love and this crystal is very translucent, but obviously it's got issues, right? What do you expect? $160 an ounce. I think when you see this color, it's already, I mean, this piece got a potential to pay for the whole parcel. And I love, you know, in that price range of opals, the blue and green stones from my experience sell the fastest. People love them, especially ladies, that blue-green. And for me, you know, that sort of ocean or sky look. And this one is quite bright, as you can see. And it's cleaning up pretty well. So if this works out to be, you know, 2-3 carats of that, it might have even little imperfections in there. This is just the thing. See that those sands on top, they're not a big deal. They will clean up. What is with such a translucent crystal, what is the biggest issue for me always is that when there is a sand down the bottom, it just comes through. And sometimes, obviously, you know, if this was no sand, completely crystal translucent piece, it would be worth you know, a lot of money. This isn't, but it still can pay for the parcel, so I'm hoping. Look at that brightness, but also the cracks. See that still that sandy bit on top, and then the side of it is so beautiful. So I think we can still work on it and do really well here. Now I'm using 180 wheel, so I wouldn't, if you're doing any fine work, I wouldn't necessarily go and use that wheel for cold. Well, that's my second one. So the other one needs finer work now, but this one is go into Calabar. And for those of you who maybe with less experience, just because you see, and I've said that many times before, just because you see this Calabar that is so, from the side looks so good. Like first when you get the opals, you get so excited just to see the color because there's so much without it, right? And look, it looks beautiful, blue-green again, but this is, you can tell, not crystal. And if you put a torch against it, the light doesn't come through. So it's been affected by the rock. Like I'm just looking which side to take it from, but it's kind of wanting that I'm having it right. I'm just gonna clean it up around, so I've got the bar all around. Can you see the sand going into it, into the Calabar? And it's very likely that rock is gonna be right through it, and it's gonna end up just going. So I don't have much hope for this one. I'm sticking to that side because it had like a natural dome shape on it, but I'm not sure that we're gonna get anything of value out of this, even though the bar looks so promising from the side. Probably only promising from those who haven't had the experience of years of buying, selling, cutting opal, because you like anything else, once you get the experience, you're still learning. You never stop learning. I get surprised all the time with the opals and showing me, like, just when I think I know, it's showing me, nah, you don't. I'm hoping this would happen here. Let's see what does happen. So yeah, look, the edges are showing a bit of color. See, and see the difference. Like the side looks so bright, and then once you start taking the top off, the brightness is not as showing as much as it does on the side. Even though, see the sand, still nice color. I know everybody's chasing red and stuff, but something about the blue-green. Blue is my favorite color, by the way. Always has been light blue, like the sky blue of the ocean. I don't know why, I just love it. And yeah, I just, yeah, look, this is just still pretty good color, but it's not happening for me. I can see exactly what I saw from the side. See that milkiness and sand all through it, which takes away from the brightness of that color. And getting smaller and smaller. There'll be no dome on it because you just need to go in the middle there, and you can keep grinding. If you keep going, that rock from the bottom is right through it. Look at that. See that? Bit of a fun piece for something. That's all it is. So yeah, there you go. I think with this one, probably gonna call it as valueless keystone, because there's nothing I'm gonna be able to do to save that one or to make it any cleaner. So nice picture stone, and I always say there is, like, we don't waste anything. I mean, it's still nature's creation at its best, perfect imperfection. The colors, translucent colors in the rock, doesn't matter if it's sand or not, there's gotta be a use for them in the art world. But see, the more I go, see how on the side looks so clean? And if you're not inspecting your rocks you're buying with the torch and with the light, and you have less experience, you will never know. But a lot of people, a lot of sellers know that this is exactly what this is like. Now, the over grey one. That thin bar for me looks more promising than underneath. I don't know, there is a lot of color, there's a lot of thickness on that bar down the bottom, but it doesn't go all the way through. See, it's angled on the way through. I'm just gonna have a look what happens. How far does it go? I just don't think it's gonna be in the middle, and I'm also seeing those web lines in the potch there, which could be cracks. See the webbing, and you can see this is a very good part, like how you see the color bar and how it goes. Those angled color bars sometimes are very deceiving, and even though, you know, some cells will tell you, oh look, it comes out on the other side, so it must be a good color, good stone. Again, experience, but sometimes not even experience, you just don't know. But the color bars could be a slightly different colorings, have slightly different shape. You really need to inspect to see that the color bar, when it's on both sides, doesn't actually follow. And you can see in this case that thick color bar is not linked to the other side, and it just, and see those big sand pieces too in it. You can see the thickness of the sand, so you just know that's not gonna work. So that thin color bar is the only hope we've got for the stone. And do you guys like the those webs, the cracks? I'm just gonna have to bring it in. But, do you guys like the grayish Kuba opal? I quite like it myself. I know some people call it black. It's definitely not black. This one is very light grey too, but it is greyish. Sometimes when you get that color on this sort of greyish pot, it looks really nice. So I do like it. This one though, you know, it's coming. Like sometimes you can get this thin color, but see there, and it just looks so clean around from the side. Even though it's thin, you know, it's got the specks of color everywhere, and I've cut the stones before that just end up being beautiful. But this cracky lines and that sandstone going in is really not giving me see. You can see it underneath there, it's still there. But it's quite interesting when you take the top off. The color bar looks different straight away when more light goes to it from the top. Not as bright. There's a little bit of orange and red. Ooh, nice. I'm really hoping we get something out of that. And you know, I am having fun because, as you know, the price for the parcel was pretty low with a lot of stones, so the expectations are not high for it. It would be a great learning puzzle, especially that you get reasonable color and all the things you learn about each opal and how it can work out from what some would think is a very good color for $160. Every stone's got color, it's got beautiful thick color bars. Some of them go all the way around, but as you saw with the previous stones, they just don't clean up so well. And this is opal for you. And from time to time, you will get surprised. You get $1,000+ gem out of parcels like this. I've done it many times. And on the flip side, bought $1,000, $2,000 parcels that had not one decent stone in them, and this is the Opal game. And I suppose this is a gamble we love. So with the rough Opal, because the rough Opal sells much better, and it's interesting, it's just the psychology, much better than some of the finished stones. So I see, look how thin that got there, and it's still grey on top. It's just not happening here. It's just not. I don't know. No, be disappointed with that, actually. Be disappointed. Because all of a sudden, that calabar is still, again, it's that, this whole parcel seems to be picture stone. You know, it has that potch running through the middle, and the calabar, it's more on the rock, and you can see those crack lines. So I think this is it. So I just speed it up here. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. Even that thin calabar, it's just on the side there, a bit of pin fire, there's some flagstone snaps crackle, but look at it. Again, for the kids, guys, it's not anything to write home about, unfortunately. What? Would you do anything with it? Let me know in the comments. Because for me, it's just a bit of flake. And sometimes I do make vials. I don't have any at the moment because they just sell out. I just break it down into crumbs and put it as chips. This one, though, that's a nice one. And that, I reckon that pays for the parcel. This picture stone again with the chips. Or just somebody will make something cheap with a bit of a wire wrap or something. Clean it up, polish it, or break it up. I'm not sure. This one just needs to cut there, and we'll have a nice dome. And look, it's quite bright. So maybe we can clean it up a little bit. And I hope you learned something. Let's go have a look at this parcel.
Yeah, so here we are. It's $165 parcel. So tell me if you feel like this is good value for the money. We still got, you know, this jelly one to do. We still got some rough here for another vid. But look, today, obviously, a couple of picture stones. Nothing, no value, not even placing value on them. Some fun with that. See? And this is the you know, that matrixy thing where you get a bar, you think it's clean, but you can tell by those side porch things that it's kind of gonna sit with the sand and the rock. So that's that. But you know, like we got, what did we get? We get this from last week or 2 weeks ago, last couple of videos. So not really much to write home about. Still color and everything. This is probably the best one today. Beautiful crystal, and it is 4 carats, so it's pretty decent. But as you can see, there's a little crack here. So it might end up being a couple of carats if I cut this off. I get one little one, but there's a sand too, and it's that sand, you know, it's completely crystal, but it's bright. Look at that, electric greens and blues. So that's the best bit we've got. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you think Would you pay $165? If you paid $165 for an ounce of this, and this is what you're getting, is it worth it or not? Let me know in the comments, and I see you on the next one. All the best, everyone.